huge shot.
He's hurt.
And that'll do it.
Winner by unanimous decision, Kyle the Monster Nelson!
Silence. Body shot. Body shot.
He got a rally. Hitting machine. Steve Garcia.
Body shot. Boy.
By knockout, Steve Mean Machine Garcia!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. We're dangerous. Listen to me, we're out of here.
Hello, welcome to UFC Unfiltered, starring Matt Serra and Jim Norton. We have a good show today. Kyle Nelson is returning to the show. He's on the Seattle card against Terrance McKinney. And we also have Steve Garcia, who's just been announced at White House Freedom 250 card, the opening fight against Diego Lopes. And interestingly enough, Kyle's last fight was it was a loss to Garcia, but it was a really good fight if you remember it. Kyle looked very good in that fight, and Garcia was able to get on top of him and just grounded him.
I wonder how excited Steve Garcia is to be fighting at the White House.
I mean, he has to be.
Right?
You have to be, because it's a historic card. It's going to get a lot of attention. And I like the card a lot. And we'll talk about it coming up. We have to cover the BMF card. Where do you want to start at the BMF? We can maybe bring Kyle in and talk to him first, and maybe talk about a couple of fights. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, is Kyle here?
I believe he's in the waiting room, yeah.
Oh, well, let's get him in, and then we'll talk about the fights over the weekend. Then we'll talk about the White House card.
There's so much to cover.
There's
a
much
lot
to go
cover.
over. And yeah. I can't hardly wait to delve right in.
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good,
buddy.
man. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
We got a couple of weeks before your fight. It's not this weekend. It's the following. Right?
Yeah, the 8th.
So the hard work is in. I mean, you're just keeping the blade sharp at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much just, finishing up a bit of the weight cut and, keeping everything sharp.
The hard sparring is done and everything?
Yeah.
You usually do. When's your last day of sparring? Like, how many weeks before?
So, I'll spar probably somewhat hard this week, but it'll be with very specific opponents.
Yeah.
And then next week, I'll spar again with maybe one or two guys, but it'll be like touch, real flowy, just going over kind of everything we have game plan for the fight. And then, then it's off to fight week.
And McKinney is his last fight was Chad. Chris Duncan, which was I'm sure you've seen it. He came out. He's a very aggressive guy early on. I'm sure you're ready for that. In your fight against Garcia, you were very aggressive early on. So you expected him to kind of come at you like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see him really changing up his style too much. I think if anything, if he's watched tape on me, I find people tend to underestimate me, so I'm sure he'll kind of stick to his status quo.
Can I ask you too? Like you had in that Garcia fight, you had a really good start to the fight, and you had him in a very bad position. You were trying to secure the choke. I mean, again, he was defending well. What was it that finally enabled him to reverse? Was it you went for an armbar? What was it that finally enabled that position to swap?
Yeah, so I played. When I had his back, I didn't really go to the body triangle. I was staying with the hooks, just so I wanted to be a little more fluid in that training camp. I played a lot with twisters and stuff like that, and kind of getting half back, and I was very comfortable in that half back position. So I figured as I worked for the choke and try to soften him up a bit, I was going to go and try to attack a half back. But then he started to move a little bit. I knew I was losing the back control. So I just ended up going for an arm bar there. I probably should have just scrambled up and out, but I did feel like, after softening him up and as he was twisting, there might have been an opportunity to land the arm bar there, but yeah, it obviously missed.
Yeah. And there was an elbow to the back of your head too, which I think was probably inadvertent, but you took an elbow in a bad spot.
Yeah, so I tried to wrestle up on a double leg, and I was kind of driving forward, and then Alex threw like a pretty decent elbow to the back of the head. In the highlight, you can see me kind of like fall backwards from that out of that double leg shot, and then from that point on, it was just kind of trying to recover from the elbow. Yeah. And so just trying to cover up and stuff. I wasn't even really trying to stand up too much at that point because I didn't want to stand up and still be kind of on shaky legs and stuff. So I tried to weather the storm. But yeah, the ref ended up stepping in.
Hey, Kyle, your last fight with the very tough Matt Frevola, good buddy of mine. Man, did you almost get screwed in that? Now, if I remember correctly, right? This is the end of the first round. Big Dan jumps in. Nobody heard of the bell didn't ring. And it was, you had him almost out, if I remember correctly. And Big Dan jumps in. Now you're thinking it's over, right?
Yeah. The announcers, my cornerman, everybody thought it was done.
Yeah. So you're set. Now, I always wanted to, because this doesn't happen often. It happened one time, something similar
Silva with and Michael Bisping, right?
Silver and that's one you could point at with the flying knee and they didn't call it type of thing. That's one. And there was another one with Murillo Bustamante who got an arm lock on Matt Lindland. Matt Lindland said he didn't tap and he had to get out there and tap him again. So when a fight gets over, and I know what it's like being in there, Kyle, when that adrenaline, like, I got rid of the threat. It's like the threat is gone and you could just exhale. And all of a sudden, the threat is back. You got that crazy ginger on the other side of the cage. Listen, how did you feel when you found, tell me, take it when you thought it was stopped, when he stopped it early.
I heard the 10-second timer, so I kind of like I went for broke because I felt like Matt was pretty much done. Yeah. And then the Dan stepped in. Obviously didn't hear a bell or anything. I stood up, and then Matt stood up as well, and he was kind of on shaky legs. So I went over to shake his hand or something like that, and then that's when Dan was like, "No, get back to your corner." I was like, "Okay, well we'll give Matt a second because I know they like the dolphin and stuff." And then he sent me over to my corner, and then he said the fight wasn't done. And like at that point, my adrenaline had kind of dumped. It was kind of into celebration mode, like the training camp's over. We're gonna make some money. It was finished, so that's always good. And then it was like you're going back into the next round, and now we have maybe 30 seconds left. My coach came in. He didn't bring bucket or water or nothing like that. So now we got like 30 seconds to regroup and try and get back out there. And like all I could think was like, well, just move forward.
Yeah, the adrenaline dumped. You hardly time in the corner. No, they didn't bring the bucket in because you thought you was done. And then I remember the second round. Now the second round, man, it's one thing if this guy's on wobbly. Now this guy's coming after you. So he came back with like some fury in the second round. So then the third round, you got that back. And even though it's my guy, I'm glad it went to you because I'm like, man, that would have been bad if they went to a hard, because Matty came back hard. And then, thank goodness Kyle must have had a good camp because he came back in that third round and you got the victory. But man, that must have been a head F.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we it's a crazy sport. So there's always weird stuff happening. I mean, sometimes you throw a kick and your leg goes numb, or like there's always weird stuff happens that you can't plan for or expect. But the way Frevola came out in that second round definitely surprised me.
Do you think people, like you said, people don't they take you lighter than they should? You alluded to that. Why do you think that is? Because you're a mild-mannered guy? Because you don't talk a lot of shit? Or what do you think that is?
I think that's it. I think sometimes just watching my fights or my replays, I think sometimes maybe I look a little slow. Maybe it doesn't look like I have a lot of power. But then I think when I get in there with my timing and stuff, and when I do hit guys, I think it kind of surprises them. So whether I'm like I'm intercepting punches or punching in between their combos, or when I do land, maybe I don't like. I look pretty stiff and not very flexible. But I think when I get in there and I get going with the guys, I think they realize that, and you'll see a lot of aggressive guys that kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit while they try and figure me out.
Yeah, because Terrance doesn't like to be out of the first round. We were talking about that. Terrance McKinney likes to an early night, and I mean, kind of going into that, like with Cheeto Vera, he's a slower starter. Terrance is going to come right at you. He can't help it. Is that an advantage to kind of know exactly what the guy's going to do, or at least knowing what you're going to face in the first round?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think the longer the fight goes, the better for me. But I am expecting to kind of meet him in the middle and kind of like at the end of the first round with me and Frevola, like we both got in there. We were both swinging pretty good. So I could see that happening again with Terrance. But I do know the longer it goes, the more I'm going to be able to showcase my skills.
In sparring, I'm sure you have a lot of fast starters to get going with. Yeah, the guys.
Yeah, a lot of blitz guys, a lot of high output, big combinations, throwing wild stuff like flying knees and stuff like that. So yeah.
Despite the hijinks in the last fight, it still had to feel good to get that monkey off your back, to get back in the win column, because that's always, I mean, what a way to get back in the win column with that circus.
Yeah.
But it does give you a little more breathing room, don't you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is my first fight at 155 in a while. And there was a few exchanges where me and Frevola were wrestling and we spent some time on the ground. And I felt good there. Like coming up from 145,
yeah,
Frevola's a strong guy. So I just wanted to make sure I got in there and I felt good and I felt strong and I didn't feel undersized.
And what was the decision to go up in weight? Was it just you got sick and tired of the cut, or was there something happening? Why did you decide to go?
Yeah, a little bit of the cut. A lot of my fights at 145, especially earlier in my career, it was kind of hit and miss. Like I'd make the weight, but sometimes I felt like I was going into the fight too malnourished to the point where like I'd have a good 3 or 4 minutes, and then just like everything would shut down on me. So we got that kind of figured out in kind of later in my 145 career. But I just feel like I can train so much harder. My training camp goes so much better. There's so like all less injuries fighting at 155 and just being more fueled. So I figured I would just stick with that.
Kyle, give us a day in the life. A day in the life of Kyle. Tell us.
Yeah. So, like I'll usually set my alarm for like 8:30 or something like that to get up. My kids will wake me up at like 6:30 or 7, something like that. Then I'll get up. I'll start my day again. Try and get some breakfast in, but there's always lots of chasing the kids around and stuff. And then I'll start with cardio. I try and get that out of the way. So I try and get an hour of cardio in pretty much every day, and then we'll get into sport specific training. So I'm training at a place called Niagara Top Team with guys like Mike Ballot and Jazz Divisius and kind of a lot of the UFC guys around like Ontario will all kind of meet there to train. And then in the evening, I'll do more sport specific training at House of Champions with my head coach and my wrestling coach and stuff.
So it's a long day for you.
Yeah. I mean, like it's a professional sport, so I try and make sure I'm putting in, professional hours.
I was going to say, congrats on your baby girl in December. You had a baby girl. How many kids you have now, Kyle?
So I have 3 sons and 1 girl now.
Oh my goodness!
How do you say her name?
So Serra, like you're searing a steak.
Oh, okay, very nice.
And how old is the gang?
So my oldest son Corbin is 11. Next is Griffin, he's 6. Then Knox, he's going to be 2, and then Serra, who's like 2 and a bit months.
Oh man, my kids are a little older now, but I remember when they're young, so it's got to be a little crazy. You're running
Oh, yeah.
around, yeah, at that age. Oh man, and you spread them out a little bit. That's good though, man. It's nice that listen. I have a family of 5. It's a beautiful thing. What do you like to do to unwind besides obviously hanging out with the kids?
Yeah, hanging out with the kids. I mean, I like to, like in hunting season, I try and get out and hunt a bit.
Oh,
Um,
what do you hunt?
So mainly white-tailed deer right now. I used to do a lot of moose when I was younger, but
Moose.
then all the old guys kind of retired from hunting, so it was hard to do the solo moose hunt. But yeah, right now just a lot of white-tailed deer, and then I do like we have some chickens and stuff, and we started some meat rabbits now, so kind of taking care of all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
Yeah, there's me with the 2 oldest kids there. We got a deer there, like a buck, and bow season. That was right before my last fight against Frevola.
Oh,
Yeah, that looks really good.
That does look good.
And when you have kids like that, does it make your obviously they affect your sleep a little bit. So have you kind of adjusted to that? Because it seems like the way they're spaced out, every time you're about to be able to sleep again, you decide to have another kid. It's almost like you don't want to be able to sleep late.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. Obviously, my fiance is a huge help. So if there is some days where like I get little to no sleep, she's always able to kind of take them for a walk or something, and I can try and grab an extra nap in between training sessions if I need. But yeah, I mean, it's just you do what you got to do.
Yeah, and I can't wait for this fight. I love matchups like this. Terrance is always an exciting fighter, and like you said, the idea of someone taking you lightly, I think I'm going to think about that watching this fight. They may not be taking you lightly. Is that just something maybe you're thinking, or is it something that they've done that shows you or indicated to you?
I mean, it's a little bit what I think. I know, like coming up in my whole career, even fighting an amateur and stuff. Sometimes guys would come to after and be like, "Hey, you're way stronger than you looked, or you're faster than you look." Like it's always been something that's kind of come up. I don't know what it is about me that I don't know. Maybe makes me look slow or not very strong or stuff like that. But yeah, it seems to surprise a lot of my opponents.
Nice Canadian guy. They're thinking, what are they? Oh man, listen, all they gotta do is watch your last fight. They know they're in for or they know they got a good dance partner for sure.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, you're an exciting guy to watch. We enjoy watching you.
Yeah, have a great fight. Terrance is a really fun fighter to watch, and I'm happy for you that you're back. I know you took that year off, and I'm happy things are going well for you. So you're fighting. It's not this week. It's March 28th, UFC Seattle. So Kyle, good talking to you again, buddy, and have a great fight.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, guys.
All right,
take care. Anytime, man.
Nice to see you, man. Hey, man. What a nice guy. Those nice Canadian guys, you can't sleep on them, trust me.
That is part of it, though, because you look at his picture, and he looks like a psychopath in his picture. He doesn't. But then you talk to him, he just looks like a nice
guy.
He's a pleasant man. He's a pleasant guy.
He's a pleasant guy.
I got to be honest, too. That co-main RDR against Kyle Brahayo. I mean, wow, was that a good fight? I was very happy that Kyle won that fight. Did somebody, am I crazy? Was that a split decision? There was one split decision, and I was like, what the fuck was that?
Was it that? Let's find out.
Maybe it might not have been that one. I'm very tired.
I thought Kyle Brahayo was on fire, man. I thought he was landing nice. He was aggressive.
No,
what's the matter?
I'm sorry, buddy. Here's what the problem was. I thought it was, they gave 30-27 to Kyle, and I thought it was 29-28. I remember that. I'm like, I think RDR did a little bit better than that. I don't think he lost 30-27.
Man, he's standing up. Kyle was giving him a lot of different things to worry about, man.
The hands down, fighting with his hands down. They said that he kept saying he had no respect for his power.
Man, but when the hands are down, like you heard them saying, a lot of times you don't see where the punches come from. You know what I mean? And if you got the reflexes for it, he was in the zone. I thought that was great. I thought Kyle Bahal looked awesome. And RDR is an awkward guy to fight. And when he gets a hold of you, it's a problem, like you saw. But Kyle was he wasn't going to be denied. I thought that was a great performance by him.
That was a great fight. And, my favorite middleweight, I mean, he got that one back against Bruno Ferreira. Gregory Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah, man.
First round.
It was like right hand he threw.
Short punch. Yeah, it was like a really, not like
a right. Boom. Right on his
head. Strong.
Then he stood over him like, dun dun dun. You're the Terminator music. He's powerful, man. He's a jiu-jitsu multi-time jiu-jitsu world champion, and he doesn't use it. He just fucking And Bruno, he was looking confident, man, because he already had that mental edge that he knocked him out prior.
That's right.
And not up in here. RoboCop looked amazing. And you know who else looked amazing? Just Drew Dober. And Michael Johnson in that first round was landing nice.
Yes, he
was. Hands. He might have won that first round. He tagged him a little bit. But man, Drew Dober just found his range and punched right through him with that right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drew. That was a fight you didn't think was going to go the distance because they're both such. But Michael Johnson, and they were even saying he hasn't lost any of his speed, even though he lost that fight.
Wow.
He's like, he's 25-20, and I would still pay to watch him fight anytime. He's always fun to watch. Raul Rosas.
I was just gonna say we were talking before he called in. We were talking about Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. Yeah, Charles Oliveira tried that very same thing. He punched into the clinch. Tried to take down Ilya, and Ilya reversed it, got on top, and even stayed with him down there a little bit, fought out of some leg locks and fought out of some stuff, and then had his way. But he did try the same thing he did to Tony Ferguson, the same thing he did with who else did he do that to? Charles Oliveira. Well, listen, did it to a bunch of people, but he's using his wrestling.
Gaethje.
And he's Gaethje. But man, he's just slamming him down and he looks like he looks like just a bigger, stronger guy in there than Max. Like anytime.
And Deporte had also gone up too. I'm sorry, Matt. Didn't Deporte also went up in weight to fight him? So you can't even say that's the excuse.
No. Deporte got really good wrestling. But that's the problem, man. But we never seen, and he still didn't get submitted, but it was just too much of a level difference on the floor where once he got that real estate, he's not giving it back. He's not giving any space up. And I don't know. Some people, listen, he was trying to finish.
Yes,
Max
he was.
had very good defense.
Yes.
You were just talking about Roses Jr.?
Raul Rosas Jr. over Font, yeah.
Now, Font started great. I liked his little, like he was in like a shell and he was trying to stalk him. But after that first takedown, there was a difference in the grappling. The one thing I would add, because he's still a young kid, is that Raul's got to add in those strikes on the floor a little bit. I know he didn't want to unlock his hands. I know he was having great control, but you can pepper in some devastating strikes and try to commit damage because there was no damage done, no submission attempts. Rob Font looked defensively sound down there, even though he wasn't getting up. He was threatening some omoplatas and stuff, but
he was very active from the bottom.
He was active from the bottom, but there was no, 16 takedowns, 10 minutes of control time for Raul. And there was, Font came out of there unscathed. I mean, he didn't come out of there lumped up. He just basically got outpointed by the takedowns. And it kind of had a little hint of Jelton on Mater in there.
100%. And I think you might have said it too, but like when you go to punch, you have to create space. Like jiu-jitsu guys hate to allow space for someone to move. But when you come up to punch, it's an instinct. You're giving space in order to punch. And maybe I wonder if that's what it is with some of these guys, where their instinct is so much to stay connected and to not give up that space.
He got mounted on him, and he got positions where I know he's elbow escaping the snap, but when you sprinkle in an elbow here, elbow there, I mean, I was doing fine with St. Pierre on the floor, and then at one point he sprinkled in an elbow to my eye socket / nose, and it changed the course of that fight. I mean, not really the course of it. It wasn't going great to begin with, but it put an end to it. So it's like
that elbow,
yeah, you have to sprinkle those in to get those guys uncomfortable down there and possibly stop the fight. We have Steve Garcia.
Let's get to, and after that, I want to talk about Cody against Zhao Long.
Odd fight.
Very odd. Let's bring in Steve Garcia.
Yeah, man.
Really one of the most exciting guys to watch in the
White
UFC.
House, man.
Yeah.
He's on a 7-fight win streak. What the things are going right for him?
They've been really impressive wins, too. Like, really impressive wins. That David Onama fight was a really great win.
No, he's got big wins, but this is probably the biggest name he's ever fought,
100%.
though, Diego Lopes.
Yes.
This is huge for him.
You could tell they put this card
the White
together
House
for exciting fights. Like, they want really exciting fights on this card. And every guy on there is exciting to watch. Hey, Steve.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just got done hitting some pack.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Now, when you listen, everybody and their mother wanted to be on this White House card. How was it when you got the news that you're going to be on this card and with fighting Diego Lopes?
Honestly, I found out when everybody else found out, to be honest.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. So I kind of did I had my first actual interview with Hunter on a Monday. I thought it was just you just filling me out, making sure I had a clean record. They kind of told me hey man, we're looking at you. Tell me about yourself. And I was like, okay, cool. Cause I didn't think nothing of it, man. I really didn't. Right. I was like, they're not gonna put me in there. But I always told my manager, I was like, just make sure my name's in the pot. You know what I mean? I always wanted to make sure that was the situation. And he talked to my manager. My manager was like, give me the first person that that's going to bring it, if I put him on the card, and he gave me my name. So I'm like, all right, let's freaking go. So, we had that discussion, and, like I said, it was like crickets after that. I was like, they're not going to put me on there. But I was like, and I have a trip in Italy in May. And so it was 10 days, it's a whole thing. And so I was like, if this thing does play out, I was like, I gotta cancel that. And so
yes.
That's what ended up happening. You know what I mean? So what was it, Saturday? I was just chilling, watching the fights. I was like, let's see if this thing, plays out. And sure enough, man, it was on the list, man. And I was through the roof. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I be?
What a great run you've had at 8-2. When you started, I think it was 1-2 in the UFC, and something turned around. Maybe it was that Hooper fight. But it's such a great streak that you've been on, and all of your wins are impressive. There's not a boring fight in there. And I think that's one of the reasons they're putting you on this card is they want every fight to be exciting. So that just shows that they have a lot of faith in you and what you're going to do.
Oh, I told Hunter, I was like, dude, I've been showing out at the Apex. You know what I mean? You don't think I'm going to show out at the White House? I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? I show up when it counts. I show up when nobody's there. I just show up. That's what I do.
That's the way you fight.
That's just all I know. And I'm blessed that I get to do it on the White House lawn. I'm blessed to this is like the Olympics for me, man. I got to go out there and I got to get gold. And I know I'm on the B side of things. You know what I mean? I understand that. That's not okay. You know what I mean? For me, people are bugging me right now.
Yeah, shit. People hit you up. You're on the White House card. Of course.
Yeah,
I know. Everybody comes out the woodwork.
Can I get a ticket?
Now, hey, back to Diego Lopes. Now you've beaten some killers, but this is the biggest name you're fighting. I mean, Diego Lopes just fought twice for a title. I mean, good fights. He's beaten big names. I mean, he took out John Silva, and it's exciting to fight on the White House, but now you got him as a dance partner. What do you think about him in particular?
Dude, nothing but respect for this guy. If Volkanovski wasn't there, he'd be the champ. So I literally have literally the next toughest fight in my division. So I'm taking this seriously. This is gonna be a scrap, guys. Like there's no doubt about it. I'm going in there just like every other time, like I'm ready to die. And I know he fights the same way. We both have this like Latin blood. The only difference is I am an American and he's not. You know what I mean? And I get to start this White House card off with a bang, man.
And also, when you look at the Volkanovski losses, I think Volkanovski made some really incredible adjustments in the second fight. Did you learn anything about watching? I mean, you can't say Lopez looked weak because he looked great, but when you watch that, you're like, okay, I can see this where he's vulnerable. Or I can see that where he's vulnerable. I mean, he did lose. You have 10 rounds of him losing to Volkanovski.
It goes to show how good Volkanovski is. Diego Lopez, I don't know what he did the second time going into this fight, but whatever adjustments that Volk did were what it needed to be. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like there was some things that I saw that I could try to capitalize on, but I haven't rewatched that fight. Today was the first day I rewatched any of his fights. Me and Greg just sat down and we just broke down like 3 or 4 of his fights. And we're just going to continue to do it. There's nobody else better to do it than Greg Jackson. And
that's right.
He's in my corner, and we're going to be able to go out there and hopefully find some holes in his game, just like he's going to do on his side. So this is what makes for a good fight. And at the end of the day, when all else fails, me and this guy we throw down. You know what I mean? If you have this 50-50 technical match, what's going to edge? In your favor. So we're here to find out, and I guess everybody's going to see. The rest of the world will see.
Yeah.
Did you spend your whole career with Jackson Wink?
Mainly, yeah. So like I've always been in and out of here since I was like 17. But we had like another sister gym was called Mean One, which was P. Jardine School. And that's where I kind of like got like started. I was actually going to join the military, and I found that place. And they kept me. They're like, you know what? You got some talent, man. And he says, let's try to develop you a little bit and see what you can do. And there's a long story behind it, but yeah, that's kind of how I kind of cross-trained and then finally committed to Jackson Wink like full time when I was like 20.
Speaking of Keith Jardine, did you see his movie that he directed, Kill Me Again?
No, I haven't. Not lately. I've actually really been watching AIM TV lately, so I got to check it out. Is it good?
It's good. It's really good. Yeah. I went to the premiere of it in New York. It's basically like Groundhog Day, but like a serial killer. So he has to relive the same day, and it's got a little twist to it. But yeah, it was great, man.
What's it called?
It's called Kill Me Again. I'm 99% sure.
Is it like Michelle and Cowboy in there? Is Michelle Cowboy?
Yeah, Cowboy's in there.
Yeah, okay, there. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was surprisingly very good,
Dude, weren't you the one that told me about Meta?
Yes, I told you about the VR.
Bro, I got me a Meta. I didn't get the Oculus though. I got the Meta one.
The Meta one is the Oculus Quest though, isn't it?
Is it? It's the same thing?
Yeah. You got the VR headset?
Yeah, I got the VR. I thought there was like an Oculus one, and there's one that you get just like the Meta.
No, that's the one I got, the Meta Quest 3.
Okay, I might have to hit you up.
Get Forefront on that. Forefront is basically Battlefield 6 with tanks and helicopters and machine guns. Oh, dude, I love that thing.
Dude, I got to check it out because I don't know. I just did like a fishing game. I got it. I haven't really played with it too much, but I got a fishing game and Batman.
Okay.
So that's what I got.
Fun. It's all fun, but yeah, Forefront, it's all I've been playing lately.
Done.
It's so good.
Wait, what is the fishing game? Are you like you're just casting a rod and fishing? What does it entail?
Yeah, it's just like you just throwing the rod out there. It's just I love fishing. You know what I mean? And so like I got it for like Christmas, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit on my couch and I'm gonna try to go fishing. And yeah, man, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. And you can fish for like sharks, and you can fish for all kinds of different things. So it was fun, man. Yeah, you just kind of put your hands together and It's very similar to just actually fishing. So it's pretty neat, man. Just
Do you
VR stuff.
prefer clear? Do you prefer lake water or I don't even know what the terms are, or the ocean, salt water or freshwater?
So I've never been like deep sea fishing, nothing like that. So that is on a bucket list for me. But I lake hunt. I'm sorry, lake fish all the time, dude. So I've in New Mexico we have a lot of spots we can do that here. We have a lot of trout. We got some catfish. My family has or my wife's family, I should say, has like a lake house in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and dude, that place is beautiful, man. It's like a hidden gem. And we just fish off the dock, which is so cool. And I taught my son how to fish there because there's so much small bass there that they just play with you all day. You know what I mean? They're pretty easy to catch. So in real time, I love fishing. Fishing's fun.
Oh man, people love that.
They do.
Some guys really get into that.
Bro, I just literally I have an energy drink and some sunflower seeds. Bro, it's a good day for me.
Oh,
it's a good day for me. Hang out. Yeah, good time.
Clear your head a little bit, right? It's relaxing. There's nothing to do but just sit there. And does your mind wander? Do you fall asleep? Like I tried fishing and I sucked at it. I just caught nothing.
Yeah, man. You got to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like if you're just going to go out there and you're going to throw a worm on there, you're going to hang out and just kind of just chill, bro. Throw some music on. Yeah, man, it's a good time. And then it's very peaceful. I'm not getting punched in the face. No one's trying to strangle me. It's a good time. And then obviously there's competitiveness, but I'm more on the recreational side.
Do you camp as well?
I'm sorry?
You camp as well?
I'm more of a glamper now.
Good for you.
My dad has like a what do you call it? A cabin up in Hemis. And I do a lot of training up there on the weekends where I get my elevation training at. And we have a little lake up there and got a hatchery for the kids and stuff. So that's fun. And I'm looking into an RV, man. I'm looking into one because I have an autistic daughter and she's I'll just say she's a handful, man. So like if something happens, she can just kind of just have an issue on my, in my RV, not necessarily, where everybody else can see. So yeah, that might be something I buy after this fight.
Okay.
It's gotta be cool to balance you out, man, because you're such a savage in the cage. I was just looking through all your knockouts and KOs. I'm like, dude, I'm losing count. It's fucking crazy. So it's good to have that little bit of zen there to kind of even you out.
Dude, I'm not saying I'm the only one. I know a lot of us all kind of get like that, but you kind of get into this this savagery mentality when you're in training. You know what I mean? Like I'm not fun to be around. I feel for my family because like I said, I'm not fun to be around, and they're very understanding. My son's getting a little bit older, so he kind of knows when to poke the bear, when not to poke the bear. But he always has a soft spot for me, anyways. But it's hard because like I'm never at home, in training camp. I'm always at the gym. So when I roll through, he's like, "Dad, I miss you." And bro, it eats at me.
That's rough.
It eats me, and I was like, dude, I promise you, I will make it up to you. And that's my biggest motivator, man. It really is. It's just I got to make sure this is how I feed my family. I haven't got the star power. I was like, all right, knockout power. You know what I mean? So I do it for them, man. And there's nothing that makes me more happier than to be able to my son's a big cruiser now. So I take him on a cruise after a fight, or I take him to Disneyland or something like that. And he just, man, that brings so much joy to me, man. It really does. So that's where my motivation comes. It's not to get the follows. I don't do it for the follows or for the likes. I'm really in it to go out there and take your head off, man. That's really what it is. And it's just what I do.
He's a cruiser. You mean like going for a drive, or do you like a cruise?
No, we go to the Royal Caribbean cruises and stuff.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
He's spoiled, bro.
Have you hit some? I've done one cruise. I did the Bert Kreischer cruise for 3 days, and I think that was enough because we hit really shitty, rough seas one day, and it just I'm like, I can't handle this. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't bother you. It bothered me a lot.
No, dude. The bigger the boat, the less you feel. So the Royal Caribbeans are the biggest ones on the sea right now. So we find the big ones, and we do 3 or 4 day ones, and we normally go post hurricane season. I don't really like to go there in hurricane season. That's not a good idea, right? So you go somewhere maybe September, November-ish, where it's colder, where you live. Here in New Mexico, it starts to get kind of cold. but you go over to like Miami where it's like really nice, and it's still a good time.
Oh, that's nice.
Steve, back when you first started training, how soon into your training did you realize that you're going to make this your career?
It took a while.
Yeah?
Like I said, I did this for self-defense. I didn't do this to be a professional fighter. UFC wasn't really even that big. So when I was going through like all my trouble, like in school, I told my dad, I was like, I need to learn how to box. UFC wasn't that big.
Yeah.
You know, you had the Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz kind of like bouts. So, you know, when I got into the realm of MMA, they were like telling me names and stuff. You were one of them, bro. You were one of them. And, you know, I was like, oh, well, I don't really know who that is. Oh, yeah. So I started kind of dabbing into it. And then, like, I remember, like, my coach was, like, a heavy kickboxer at the time. He was one of Coach Wing's students. And he's like, yeah, we do smokers. I'm like, what's a smoker? You know what I mean? It's like, we just kind of find a little gym and, you know, we have 40 fights on in a day. And, you know what I mean? You're just, like, one of them, you know? And I was like, well, how do I do that? You know, because I'm a competitor. I played sports. You know, I played football. I played baseball. And I was never individual sports, though. It was always team sports. So it was different. And so I wanted to see, like, it was a good test for myself. And when I saw, like, my buddies coming in, winning and stuff, I was like, I want to try it. And honestly, my coach told me no for, like, the longest time. And I think I bugged him so much. Just let me try one. He's like, all right, there's a card in Las Cruces. You know what I mean? And we'll try to get you there. And I get there and there's like a line of us that all kind of like the similar weights between like 140 and 150 pounds. And like, all right, and literally like a line, like, all right, you're fighting him, you're fighting him, you're fighting him, you're fighting, like, we didn't know who we were fighting. They just lined us up and we all just fought each other, man. And my very first fight, I knocked the guy out in 10 seconds. And my coach was like, all right. He says, we're on to something. So that was kind of the start of it.
You got your first taste. You fell in love with it right away?
Yeah.
Fell in love with it, man. I did. And I'm gonna try some of the stuff for you. So like when I was fighting, I was fighting anybody, anytime, anywhere, that type of thing. But obviously, like, I didn't know how far you could really go. And my dad's like, if you want to live in my house, because I was still in high school, he's like, you want to live in my house, you got to get a job, you got to go to school, or you go to the military. And I hated school. School was not for me, man. I hated it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to join the military, but I had just won a kickboxing title at the time. And it was an IKF title. And I was like, let me defend it one time. I was like, and then I'm going to go enlist. And he's like, all right, deal. I was like, but I don't want to work. Because I had to pay for my car. I had to pay for my insurance. My dad maybe did all that stuff since I was like 15 years old. So when that all happened, you know, the fight fell through. And I was like, frick, man. I was like, what do I do? And I was like, I didn't hold up my end of the deal. That's when we went to Key Jardine School. And that's when they saw something in me. They're like, you know what? He says, you're not going to fight for 7 months. And I was like, I've literally been fighting like a lot. What are you talking about? I can't fight for 7 months. Like, you're not good enough. I was like, oh, man. I was like, it was kind of like a backhanded like compliment. I was like, because they see something in me, but not there yet. I was like, it didn't make sense. So I did like a whole eval at J-Dub, you know, here at the gym. And I could kind of see, obviously there was levels. And then he sent one like the lower end pros on me. And I used to go to my back a lot. And I tapped him out within like 5 minutes, right? I thought it was a good thing, but he beat the shit out of me, bro. Like he was just on top. And dude, and my coach was like, he came to me after the round. And he's like, I want you to look in the mirror. And he says, you tell me who won the fight. I said, well, coach, I tapped him out. He said, no, tell me who won the fight.
Yeah.
And like I said, I had like black eyes, busted lips, because he just let him go in on me. And I was tore up, man. I was like, all right, coach, I got you, man. I got you, man. All right, so we're going to be on top. We don't go to our back. We don't pull guard. Yeah. We stay on top or we're on our feet. Like, all right, so that's kind of like some of the little piece of my history. But yeah, that's kind of how I kind of got into this MMA stuff.
And it's amazing where it is now. And I was really happy to hear your name. Again, you know, I know they're going to put together a card that's really exciting. They surprised me with the main event to Poirier Gaethje. Like this whole card is, I think it's 6 fights. Is it 5 or 6 fights? It's just every one of them it's 6 fights. Yeah, every one of them is a great fight. And congratulations, man. We're really happy for you. And I cannot wait to watch this. And again, from the opening fight, great card. So congrats on the White House, buddy.
Thank you, man. I promise you, like, I'm coming to deliver, man. There's no doubt about it. I know Diego's game. You know I'm game. Like I said, I don't have the star power, but I got the knockout power. I'm gonna go out there and just that's his chin.
Hey, you keep fighting
Yeah.
the way you're fighting, dude. You're undeniable with being a star. I
That's
mean,
all I
You have
can
more
do.
star power than you think. You have more than
That's
you
all I can
think.
do.
You have
That's,
more than
that's
you
literally
think.
all I can do, bro, is just keep knocking them out. And the people that I'm beating, like Costa, he's on like on this like 5 or 6 win streak. Just knocked out Ige. Chepe went on this like long streak. Hooper went on like a 5-fight win streak after I beat him. Like all these guys that I know that I beat are solid. You know, I know some of them lost since then, but I'm like, bro, like you got to look at my record. I'm not hiding from anybody. I've taken everybody full force and I put it on them. You know what I mean? So expect that for this upcoming fight.
Have a great fight. And if we don't talk
Congrats
to you
on that.
before, we'll definitely talk to you after. But man, what a great way to start the card. So congratulations.
yeah,
Thanks, guys.
Stevie.
Appreciate
All
it,
right.
man.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
guys. All right, you guys
All
take
our
care.
best, Steve. Get forefront in the meta. We'll squat up.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. We'll do. We'll do.
All right, Warrior. Take care, man. Have fun at the White House.
Yes, sir. We'll do.
You don't say every day.
I know.
Take care, right? Take care, Warrior.
Yes, sir. You take care.
All right, that's great, man. Listen, man, he is exciting as hell to watch.
He really is, man. He's a bigger name, I think, than he thinks he is. It's harder to see when you're living it, but from the outside. And before we wrap up, Matt, we should just mention
yes,
the Cody Garbrandt fight, man. That was a very bizarre fight against Zhao Long. Because Cody, I thought I thought Zhao was definitely winning the fight. It was up 2-0.
Yeah.
It looked like, and those brutal groin strikes, and they were legit.
Yo, I agree with Dean Thomas and whoever else was talking, whether it's Joe, DC. He was on his corner, wanted him to keep moving. He's got to get in that fire and let those hands go because he's got
Cody,
the
you mean?
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He showed glimpses in that fight of the old Cody. And yeah, man, you can't just be on your bike the whole round. You gotta get in there and throw some shit the way he knows how. And when he got pissed off, it looks like that's what we were gonna see. And his coaches are kind of pulling him back by the reins a little bit. And you gotta kind of let him off the reins.
Here's what I'm wondering.
What?
When he got kicked like that, he was vomiting into a bucket.
Yeah.
They said he was puking. And I was wondering, did his vertigo creep back in? Did those groin strikes do it?
Oh, man,
did he take a punch? No, because I'm saying only because at that moment did it happen then, because then he stayed away for that round. For that third round. I'm like, is that why he avoided him? I just was wondering if that affected him.
I think he avoided it because he knew he was up.
You think just to
He
win?
had
Yeah.
to stay
okay.
away and he wins. But
Yeah.
Listen, I'm happy for Cody that he got the W, but at the same time, you don't want it like that. Like he still has some more to show now. You know what I mean? Because it's not like, all right, he's the return to Cody. It's like, all right, there's glimpses of good stuff, but he was losing that fight. You know what I mean? So
did you see the sorry, Matt. Of course I thought of you when Alberto Montez choked Ricky Turcios. Was that an anaconda choke?
I believe.
It was an
I think
anaconda.
It was the anaconda,
a
wasn't it?
nasty one. Yeah. Which
Man,
he's known for. Very nasty.
He was latched on to that thing. You have to get the jaws of life to get him off. That was really nice. That was really nice. Let me look at the rest of this card.
Jesus Aguilar lost to Sumo Darji. Sumo Darji looked really good, man. He's a very hard guy to deal with it that way because he's tall and he's very long and he's a great counter puncher. He's got great kicks. And Aguilar just couldn't get close to him. He couldn't get in on him. So that was a pretty dominant win. Clear 30-27 for Sumo Darji. So congrats to him. Dante Johnson gets a split decision win over Cody Brundage. At middleweight. And Dante is one of those guys, they would point out he hits really, really hard. He's very strong. But there's probably a few things technique-wise that they were saying he should work on because as you get further up into the middleweight division, you're going to have tougher and tougher fights and harder guys to do that too.
Cody Brundage, he that was like a winnable fight. He said that he's got to get it together. And after watching that fight, I agree with him. because it's almost like he's afraid of success. I don't know what the hell am I looking at, because he'd start to unleash with whether it's his jab or he gets a takedown, and it's almost like he's winning by accident. It's almost like, why am I doing so good? Let me fucking. I don't know what is going on with it mentally, but he was more in that fight than I think he even knew. Like that was a winnable fight. He was getting the takedowns, and I don't know, man. He doesn't seem to be having a good time in there. I think he should see a mental coach.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was kind of shelled up and just surviving. But then again, he did take down a very short notice. That was a very short notice fight, so he might have been gassed.
The endurance didn't look like it was a problem, and he has so much experience.
Yeah.
He was looking good when he let it go, and then it's almost like he knew he was going to lose or something. I don't know. Look at his body language going on the fight. So yeah, that was something. But yeah, listen, Max Holloway, he'll be back. Styles make fights.
Of course.
Charles Oliveira, if he could do that to you, he'll do it to you. You know what I mean? And it goes to show you how good Ilya is. It really does.
It does.
He tried that.
And congratulations to Charles to do that to Max.
Oh, 100%.
No one's done that to Max. He couldn't even neck crank him. He was trying to neck crank him in the second or third round. And they're like that. Yeah. Like on anyone else would have probably tapped for that, but just with Max, he's virtually impossible. I think Poirier was his first fight in the UFC. I think that's the only time he's been subbed. All right, but look.
Yeah, Jimmy, what's up?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say on Wednesday we also have a good show. I forget who we have. They told me who we have. I don't remember.
Oh, I'm going to find out.
I'm going to look right now.
I'm going to look now too.
Wednesday we have Josh Emmett and Steven Asplund, and we can talk more about this White House card. And I just wanted to promote a couple of things. I just announced my Chicago dates, June 26th and 27th. I'll be at the Den Theater in Chicago, 4 shows. And I got the Mothership April 17, 18, 19 when I come back. That's my first gig back in the U.S. Yeah. Right now I'm in India, so I'll be back April 5th.
Going back on April. Wait, April when?
April 5th is when I return to the United States.
Oh, I thought you meant April 5th. You'll be doing the show with Joe.
No. I'm flying back from Hawaii April 5th.
I'm going over there April 6th, right at the.
Are you okay?
Yeah, me, Dean, and John Rollo going to protect your neck. We're gonna go do Joe's show again, which is always fun. Yeah, I'd like that. You know, I have a good time on there. I also have a good time on Geeking Out with Matt Serra on the Matt Serra channel on YouTube. Segue King. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, I got Ally Quinter. His episode's gonna air tomorrow. I got Rodrigo Gracie the following week. I just did my movie reaction to Bone Temple, which is such a demented, sick movie that I think you would love it. If you like any kind of zombie stuff, it is disturbing, but you'd have to see the one before it first, 28 years later. But good stuff. So yeah, that's the Matt Serra channel on YouTube. Jimmy, I'll be seeing you in a couple of days.
Yes, buddy. Man, always good talking to you.
Traveling, little bird, man. Where are you now?
I know. I'm in Bangalore, India. I was in Mumbai. But we're here for a while. And then next week, by the next time I talk to you, I think I'll still be here. Also going to Delhi, India. I'll still be in Bangalore when I talk to you next. It's a lot of traveling.
You have to change your act at all, or no? You use the same.
I do a little bit of jokes about like Mumbai, India. I'll talk to you about it on Wednesday. But nothing in life prepares you for Mumbai, India. Nothing in life
what
prepares you. The amount of people, the crazy traffic, the crazy movement of fucking Mumbai, India it's indescribable unless you've been there. The way I looked at like the traffic, it's madness. It's fucking madness. New York, LIE, that's Utah compared to Mumbai, India. Dude, it's crazy. Dude. It's fucking crazy.
It makes you appreciate what you got, though. No,
it does, but the people, they're amazing crowds. The best crowd we've had so far was in India.
Oh.
So they're great. They're really smart audiences. So I love the country. I'm having a great time. The people in India have been fantastic. Love it.
Oh, Jimmy, living the dream. All right, buddy, listen. Thank you to our guests. What a fun time.
Yes.
And I will see you in a couple of days.
Thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll just talk to you
Goodbye,
soon.
everyone.
All right. See you, Matt.
Unfiltered Army. Later, Jimmy. Good time.